Hey everybody, welcome back. I just wanted to do a follow-up video on Liam. It's just been driving me crazy that they took this little boy. But anyway, I happened across one of the court rulings about Liam and his dad. So I wanted to read it to you. All right. I clipped this off somebody else's video because I didn't have a chance to really do a reaction video, but I took these clips of these pictures of these court documents. I wanted to read it to you. So this is a civil case. It is Adrian Conejo Arias, an LCR minor child by and through his parent and guardian, Adrian Conejo Arias, versus Christy Nome and all of them. Pam Bondi, all of them. Okay, so this is the opinion and the order of the court. Before the court is the petition of asylum seeker Adrian Conejo Arias and his 5-year-old son for protection of the great writ of habeas corpus. They seek nothing more than some modicum of due process and the rule of law. The government has responded. The case has its genesis in the ill-conceived and incompetently implemented government pursuit of daily deportation quotas, apparently even if it requires traumatizing children. This court and others regularly send undocumented people to prison and orders them deported, but do so by proper legal procedures. Already this court is pissed. Okay. Second page. Apparent also is the government's ignorance of an American historical document called the Declaration of Independence. 33-year-old Thomas Jefferson enumerated grievances against a would-be authoritarian king over our nascent nation. Among others were, he has sent hither swarms of officers to harass our people. He has excited domestic insurrection among us, for quartering large bodies of armed troops amongst us. He has kept among us in times of peace standing armies without the consent of our legislatures. We, the people, are hearing echoes of that history. And then there is that pesky inconvenience called the Fourth Amendment. The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrants shall issue, but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and persons or things to be seized. He feels he has to tell them about the rules, which is messed up. All right. U.S. Constitution Amendment 4. Civics lesson to the government. He's having to give them lessons. Administrative warrants issued by the executive branch to itself do not pass probable cause muster. So these administrative warrants that ICE are giving out, they're nothing. Okay, so he says, that is called the fox guarding the hen house. The Constitution requires an independent judicial officer. Accordingly, the court finds that the Constitution of these United States trumps this administration's detention of petitioner Adrian Conejo Arias and his minor son, LCR. The great writ and release from detention are granted pursuant to the attached judgment. Observing human behavior confirms that for some of us, the perfidious lust for unbridled power and the imposition of cruelty in its quest know no bounds and are bereft of human decency, and the rule of law be damned. This judge is going all in. Okay, last part. Ultimately, petitioners may, because of the arcane United States immigration system, return to their home country involuntary or by self-deportation. But that result should occur through a more orderly and humane policy than currently in place. Philadelphia, September 17, 1787. This is a quote. Well, Dr. Franklin, what do we have? A republic, if you can keep it. With a judicial finger in the constitutional dike, it is so ordered. Ordered! Signed this 31st day of February. What? Supposed to be January, buddy. Fred Byrie, United States District Judge. Now, what's interesting, I want to show you. Right up underneath Liam's picture, it says, credit bystander. I guess the person that took it. And underneath, it's 2 verses of the Bible. Matthew 19:14 and John 11:35. And, I've been having a hard time because I've been wondering, where is God in all this, right? Because there's just a lot of bad things going on. I had to take a break because I felt like everything was hopeless, but I'm finding God in the little things. So one of the verses, Matthew 19:14, is a verse that I've looked at in the past week or so, especially in regards to Liam and all the children that are being housed and caged. I was wondering, what would Jesus say about this? And this is one of the verses that I read. And here is this judge in the same case citing the same verse. And I've never really seen judges do that. But that should tell me that things are serious and people are grounded. Okay. Matthew 19:14, let the little children come to me, and do not hinder them, for the kingdom of heaven belongs to such as these. And then the next verse, John 11:35, is the shortest Bible verse. So it's Jesus wept. That's deep to me, because that's kind of what I pictured, How would Jesus feel about this? Honestly, I think he would cry. I think he would cry. I'm going to put the video that I made for Liam and all of the immigrant children here at the end of this video, but I wanted you to get the updated court document and how scathing it is. Drama. Judges have a way. Judges have a way. So he agreed that he has to be deported, either voluntarily or involuntarily. So it's not like he gave him a free pass, even though they were in the middle of all of the paperwork, okay? So they still have to leave, But that's the law, And the judge is basically saying, we have laws, and you haven't followed any of them in regards to Liam, his dad. And we do have rules that you got to go by. You just can't keep doing things that you want to do because you want to do it, Anyway, here's the video that I made for Liam and the kids, and it feels good to me to know that God is in there. Jesus is in there. He's in the midst. We may not see it sometimes, but he's there. I'm glad he's there. We need him there. So don't lose hope. I'm trying not to. Anyway, God bless. Enjoy the video.
Jesus Jesus loves the little children, all the children of the world. Red and yellow, black and white, precious always in his sight. Jesus loves the little children of the world. Oh, what would Jesus say tonight about the children taken in the dark, about the borders drawn with fear, inside a hearts torn apart? What would he say when they're crying, when they're shaking in the cold, when they're calling for their mothers, with a face too young to hold? Jesus said, do not hinder them, let the children come to me. But you build cages and hatred, call it law, call it security. What would Jesus do if he saw what you had done? What would Jesus do with the power you become? Children afraid to go to school, afraid to walk the streets, afraid their parents won't be there when the day and night will meet. Taken from the arm they know, from the heartbeat they belong, never knowing if they'll see their mom again. Oh, when she's gone, what would he say to a country that forgot what love requires, that preached his name on Sundays and lit mercy on fire? Jesus said, the kingdom's theirs, not the powerful, not the proud, yet to silence little voices with your laws and shouting crowds. What would Jesus do to protect his charming words? What would Jesus do to undo what you've become? Would he break the bars with mercy? Would he shame the ones who lied? Would he kneel beside the children and let them know that God still cries? Would he call you by your name and ask what you were thinking of when you rip them from the bosom of the ones who gave them love? How do you sleep in children pray to a God you say you serve? How do you justify the pain and claim it's what they deserve? Jesus loves the little children, every corner, every land. But love is more than words you sing, it's the work you refuse to stand. What would Jesus do to make them feel safe again? What would Jesus do if he stood right here as they? When this comes back to judge us all, when truth is finally known, where will you go? What will you say? When the truth is